Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to Mark's Tech. So the S22 Ultra already has pretty good battery life, but I assume since you're watching this video, you kind of want a little bit more battery. Now, if you're a hardcore tech enthusiast, these tips and tricks might be kind of obvious, but if there's one thing I learned about having my TikTok account is that many people don't know these tips and tricks simply because, well, they're not tech enthusiasts. So that's what this video will include, the very basics, but those basics will be enough to prolong the battery life of your S22 devices. Also, stay to the end so I can go over amazing deals that Samsung has going on right now for the S22 phones and even their new smart monitor. So the first thing I want to go over is the actual screen light and dark modes. So out of the box, your phone will have a light theme to it. So it's nice and bright. It's best for viewing outdoors. But as you guys may have noticed, since it is bright, well, it's going to use a lot of battery. So just go ahead and go into settings, and you want to scroll down until you see display. Once you do that, you can have access to light mode, which is the default, or if you bring it into dark mode, you will basically turn off the pixels that are black. So anything that you see on screen right now, that's the color black, the pixels are actually off. Therefore, it is saving you battery. The next tip I want to share with you guys is to change the background picture to something a little bit darker. It doesn't have to be completely black because, let's be honest, that would be very boring to look at, or maybe not for you. If you can find a black photo and set it as your display wallpaper, you can, but it doesn't have to be pure black. So for a quick example, a background picture like this is going to use a whole lot more battery than something like this, for example. Or even something like this. A great app that I personally like to use is called Zedge. You can see it right here. It's a great wallpaper app, so you can actually look through and scroll and find any app or any background that's actually dark. So for example, here's a funny one with Patrick from SpongeBob. So you can kind of play around and choose which background you like, but is also kind of dark. Another tip I have for you guys is to change your screen resolution. So to do that, you want to go ahead and go into settings. You want to scroll down, hit display. You want to scroll down a little bit more. Then you'll see screen resolution here. You want to click on it, and out of the box, it is set to Full HD Plus. And as you guys can see here, it says improved visuals, moderate battery use. If we set it to Quad HD Plus, which is kind of your typical, the highest resolution that this phone can go, for example, it'll give you the sharpest visuals and it'll use the most battery. But you can also set it to HD Plus, which will give you basic visuals and it will use the lowest amount of battery. Now, to be completely honest with you, personally, I don't really see that big of a difference between HD Plus and Full HD Plus when it comes to visuals. It's not as dramatic as you see on this graph over here. There have been days where I had it set to HD Plus and then the next day I totally forgot about it until I remembered, and then I put it back to Full HD Plus. But as I've said, if you don't really care, you can set it to HD Plus and then just click apply, and then that'll also save you some battery life as well. Sometimes you'll have apps downloaded on your phone that are acting kind of wonky and they'll begin to grow a mind of their own and start to control your phone. Kidding. But some apps do cause pretty severe battery drain, and to see if an app is causing battery drain, you want to go ahead and go into settings. You want to scroll down to battery and device care, and you want to go ahead and click on it. Once you click on it, you'll see a little happy face and you'll see good. You will also see no battery or security issues that are being found. So that means your device right now is running at its optimal peak efficiency when it comes to battery life and applications that you have installed. But it's also a good idea to randomly every now and then just go ahead and click on optimize now. And then you just click on done. And now your device care is a really big happy face with the word great next to it. Now, to make life a little bit easier, you can actually do this without going into settings. And what you want to do is have a widget that looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this just so I can put it back to you guys. And for you guys to see how it's done. So all you want to do is click and hold anywhere on an empty spot of your homepage. Then you want to find widgets down here. You want to scroll down until you see device care. You want to click on it, and then you can either add this large widget, which will also give you the your outlook on how much storage you got left, as well as how much memory you have left. But personally, I just like this little one, and I just put it right here. And now once a day, you can just click on it. It'll do its little magic, and then your device will be optimized. Also, I am pretty excited that my Adidas shoes are arriving early. But that's not any battery saving tips or tricks, so let's go ahead and move on. As much as I love the always on display, well, since it's always on, it does use battery. To change that, you want to go into your settings again, then you want to scroll down just a little bit until you see lock screen. You want to go ahead and click on that. You will see always on display. Now, if you don't want to turn it completely off like this, you don't have to. You can just turn it on and then tap on it, and instead of saying always show, you can just do tap to show. Now, once you do that, your always on display will seem like it's not there, but to activate it, all you gotta do is just tap your phone, and then it'll pop up for a brief few seconds, and then it'll just go back to being off. And that will save you battery. Another great tip also involves going into the settings over here, and then under display, you wanna make sure adaptive brightness is turned on. Now, some people, you can kind of experiment and see what works best with you. But for some people, they have it off, and then you can manually put the brightness lower and then just keep it that way throughout the entire day. But then once you go out into the sun, you're obviously going to want to put it higher up. And as you guys may have noticed, it got very bright. But then once you start walking around, maybe you walk into a shaded area or maybe you walk indoors, well, the screen brightness will not automatically go down because you have adaptive brightness turned off. So you're going to have to keep on going into the settings menu or into this drop down menu and then changing it yourself. So instead of doing that, I really just recommend leaving it on adaptive brightness. So that way the phone will kind of do it all by itself without you even realizing it. And well, that helps you save battery as well, because once you do have it high up from walking into the sun, the second you step indoors, your phone will realize that and it will automatically lower the brightness. But if you are going to be home all day, sure, you can turn it off and then just ask Bixby to put the brightness to around 30%. And to activate Bixby, all you gotta do is just press and hold on the power button, set brightness to 30%. And it will go ahead and do it that way. So now if you're being home all day, you can just leave it on there. Now, your Galaxy S22 devices may seem very smooth compared to your older device, and that might be thanks to the 120Hz adaptive display. But, as you guys guessed it, that does use battery. So to fix that, go into your settings, click on display, scroll down, you'll see motion smoothness. Now, it is set to adaptive, so theoretically, if you're just looking at the display like I am right now, it should be using 1 Hz. So in other words, the screen is refreshing 1 time per second. But the second you start scrolling, it notices that and it puts it to 120 times per second. So if you do a lot of scrolling and not really a lot of static like this, then you just simply click standard, and you also see this little prompt here which says get longer battery life with 60 Hz screen refresh rate instead of doing the adaptive. So this way the screen will always be refreshing at 60 times per second as opposed to 120 times a second, even if you are scrolling. Now, I don't know about you guys, but getting notifications from apps that I just don't care about is not only annoying, but it also wastes battery because it does vibrate the phone and it does push the actual notification from the internet to your phone, and it also lights the screen up, and all those things do waste battery. So to fix this, you want to go into your settings, then you want to click on notifications. Then you want to click on more, and now instead of clicking most recent, you just want to click on all, and then go through all the applications that you don't really care about getting notifications from, and then just turning them off. So for example, if I don't need Capital One to notify me about my auto payment because I already know I have an auto payment, I can just turn that off. Or for example, the calculator, well, I can just turn that off too. Or maybe Cinemark Theaters that's pushing me notifications about a new movie that I just don't really care about, I can turn that off as well. And now those 3 applications will no longer be sending me notifications, which does help save battery. Now, for the final tip, it's always a good idea to restart your phone at least twice a week. In fact, you should also be doing that to your computer as well. Not only does that reset your antennas, but it also helps to wipe away anything that's going on in the background that you may not even know that's happening. But if you're like me, you kind of get too lazy to restart your phone manually. Sometimes you just forget. So you can actually do it automatically as you're sleeping. So you want to go ahead and go into your settings, you want to scroll down, and then you want to select battery and device care. Once you're here, you want to click on the three dots up top, and then you want to click on automation. And then you want to turn on auto optimize daily, adaptive power saving mode, scan for malware, which can also ruin battery, and the one I was talking about is auto restart at set times. So you want to click on it. And then for me, I selected Monday and Friday. So at Monday and Friday at 4 a.m., the phone will automatically restart within 1 hour of the selected time. So as I'm sleeping, the phone will automatically do that for me without me even having to worry about it. Now, you don't have to do everything in this video to get the best battery. You can kind of pick and choose which makes more sense to you. And well, you can even do everything that I showed you and it'll really increase your battery by a good amount. So now I can talk about the sweet deals that Samsung has going on for the S22 series of phones. So from now until April 29th, if you order the S22 Ultra or the S22 Plus, you will automatically get $100 instant credit. So you can use that towards cases or any other accessory that you want. If you order the standard S22, you'll get $50 instant credit automatically as well, so you're still saving some cash. Or if you have your eye on Samsung's new M8 smart monitor, you'll also get $100 instant credit when you pre-order from now until April 30th. And low-key, that monitor definitely looks awesome and I'm gonna try to get my hands on it. So if any of those deals sound good for you or for your family or friends, the links will be down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button as it helps the channel out. And if you are new here, consider subscribing for more tips and tricks and reviews on mobile devices. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.